Welcome to Backbone Unlimited. My name is Matt Hartsky. In this episode, I'm going to break down the pack weight lie that destroys elk hunters before day 3. And I'm not talking about some internet argument over ounces or titanium stoves or whether you should cut the handle off your toothbrush. I'm talking about the real world mistake that causes a lot of elk hunters to show up strong on day 1, start dragging on day 2, and already be making poor decisions by day 3. Because the truth is, pack weight does not just affect your legs. It affects your whole hunting strategy. It affects how quietly you move. It affects how patient you are. It affects how far you're willing to commit. It affects whether you keep hunting with discipline or start taking shortcuts because your body's already smoked. And if you kill an elk, that same body that has already been carrying too much now has to carry meat. That is where the lie gets exposed. If you're not familiar with who I am, I've been hunting and guiding Western big game for over 34 years, and I've been a professional strength conditioning and nutrition coach for more than 30 years, and I'm here to help you become a more successful and consistent elk hunter. So this episode is not about being soft, and it's not about avoiding hard work, and it's not about turning elk hunting into an ultralight backpacking contest. Elk hunting is hard. Heavy packs are part of it, and if you are successful at some point, elk hunting becomes about load carriage. You're going to carry meat, gear, water, layers, optics, a weapon, a kill kit, and survival essentials. There's just no way around all of that. So the lie is not that heavy packs are always bad. The lie is believing that carrying unnecessary weight every day proves toughness, because I've heard that a lot lately. There is a big difference between necessary load and ego load. Necessary load keeps you alive, effective, and ready to finish the job. Ego load comes from insecurity, poor planning, and packing every possible fear instead of the actual mission. The goal is not to become an ultralight backpacker either. The goal is to become a more effective and efficient elk hunter, because pack weight does not just affect your legs, it affects your patience, your movement, your decision making, and your willingness to adjust. The mountain does not care how tough your pack list looks. It only cares how well you can function when you're tired. Pack weight usually does not destroy hunters all at once either. Most guys feel fine in the parking lot, right? They feel tough on the first climb. They might even feel pretty good on day 1, but the problem with pack weight is that it compounds. Every extra pound costs something. It costs energy on the climbs, stability on the side hills, control on the downhills, and patience when you're already tired. Add in deadfall, rocks, brush, elevation gain, poor sleep, limited calories, dehydration, and constant decision making, and that weight starts to change how you hunt. By day 3, an elk hunter who is physically capable on day 1 can be mentally and physically compromised. He's going to stop checking the wind as often. He skips the better glassing point because it's higher. He avoids the smart loop because it looks harder. He starts hunting easier country instead of better country. That's where hunts fall apart. It's not always because the elk disappeared. Sometimes it's because the hunter slowly lost the ability to execute the plan. Most hunters don't quit all at once either. They slowly lower their standards until they're no longer hunting the way they actually plan to. The real problem is not just what your pack weighs either. It's what that weight costs you. A 55-pound pack does not just weigh 55 pounds. It costs energy, time, stealth, stability, recovery, and mental sharpness. It changes the way you move through elk country. A heavy pack makes you louder in the timber. It makes you slower on the climb. It makes you less stable on side hills and descents. It makes you less willing to adjust when the elk are one drainage over, one ridge higher, or tucked into the nasty pocket you know you should check. That's the hidden cost. By the time the evening hunt rolls around, you might still be out there, but you're not operating the same. You might rush decisions, or you glass less carefully. You skip wind checks. You question whether you can get back out. After a hard climb, your shooting stability can suffer because your heart rate's high, your legs are tired, and your patience is gone. That's when pack weight becomes more than a number. The real weight of your pack is not measured in pounds. It's measured in the opportunities you stop pursuing because you're already worn down. Hey, if you hunt public land elk and you're tired of grinding through random seasons, I built the elk hunting series of ebooks for you. Most hunters don't struggle because they lack effort. They struggle because they lack a system. And that's exactly why I built the elk hunting ebook series as a complete progressive framework for Western elk hunters who are done guessing and ready to hunt with intention. Volume 1 is going to be Foundations and Reality. I reset your mindset and expose the assumptions that quietly wreck seasons. In Volume 2, Finding Elk and Understanding Pressure, you'll learn how elk actually move under pressure so you can anticipate instead of react. In Volume 3, Terrain, Wind, and Position, I break down how to use landscape and thermals to consistently create opportunities. In Volume 4, Calling, Silence, and Pressure, sound becomes a decision tool, not an impulse. In Volume 5, Bow Hunting Execution, we're talking about close range strategy so you can finish your encounters. And in Volume 6, Late Season and Post Rut, we're talking about how elk shift after the rut and how to adapt when others quit. This is a system built for consistency. This isn't theory. It's a structured system to help you find elk, read country, and make confident decisions every season. Buy each volume individually or bundle them all to save 50% off at backboneunlimited.com. Elk hunters usually make the same pack mistake in two completely different ways as well. Some elk hunters carry too much because they're afraid of every possible scenario. This happens a lot with newer guys. They become the just-in-case hunter. Extra clothes, extra gadgets, duplicate gear, too much food, unnecessary tools, comfort items, things they can keep packing every season even though they never use them. That destroys performance through fatigue. But the opposite mistake is just as bad. Some elk hunters cut too much because they want to feel efficient. Maybe they've suffered that heavy pack weight, and so they go the opposite direction. They become the fake ultralight hunter. They cut water capacity, headlamp backups, weather protection, kill kit items, or meat care essentials. That creates risk and limits proper execution. So the answer is not simply go as light as possible. The answer here is carry what supports the hunt and eliminate what only supports anxiety. That means your pack should match the mission. Are you day hunting from the truck, spiking out, bivvy hunting, making a long glassing loop, calling through the timber, going back in for meat? Those are different missions and they require different decisions. Your pack should match the day's objective, not your fear or your ego. Smart packing is not about carrying the least either. It's about carrying the right gear for the actual mission. The meat haul is where the pack weight lie really gets exposed. I've been there during this exact scenario. A lot of hunters train and pack for the hike in, but they never honestly plan for the pack out, especially in terms of gear. Elk are huge animals. When one hits the ground, the hunt changes fast. Now you're not just carrying gear, you're carrying meat, and that work usually starts when you're already tired. You don't get to choose when the hard part begins either. It might happen after a long day, poor sleep, limited food, dehydration, bad terrain down in a nasty hole, warm weather, or nasty, cold, slippery weather, darkness, or an adrenaline crash. And if you have already spent 3 days, 10 days, 15 days carrying unnecessary weight, your body's already compromised before the real work starts. That's the problem here. Every pound you save before the kill is going to help preserve your capacity after the kill. Your pack system has to be built for more than just camp gear. It has to be able to handle meat, distance, terrain, and multiple trips. Bone in or boned out decisions matter depending on the distance, the temperature, the terrain, and state regulations. Removing bone can save weight, but meat care and legal requirements always come first. Never let lightweight obsession compromise that hard-earned animal. If your pack weight has already broken you before the kill, the elk does not become a trophy. It becomes a crisis. The answer is not a perfect gear list either. The answer is having a system. First, I would separate required gear from fear gear. Required gear supports your safety, the weather, navigation, killing, meat care, hydration, and execution. Fear gear is the stuff you carry because you never made a clear plan. Second, build your pack around the day's mission. How far are you going? How long will you be away from camp or the truck? What is the weather risk? What's the forecast look like? Are you planning to kill today? Can you handle meat if it happens? Is this a glassing day, a calling loop, a timber hunt, or a pack out day? Third, know your personal load threshold. A 30-pound pack is not the same for every elk hunter. Body weight, strength, conditioning, age, injury history, terrain, elevation, and experience, probably more, all matter. Fourth, train with load before the season. This is a must. This isn't even a suggestion. Opening week should not be the first time your hips, knees, feet, back, and shoulders feel real pack weight. You got to train uphill, downhill, side hill, with step-ups, loaded pack carries, single leg strength, core stiffness, and back-to-back days especially. Finally, I highly recommend auditing what's in your pack after every hunt. What did you use? What slowed you down? What made you safer? What made you more effective? Your pack should be built from experience, not just insecurities and worry. Elk hunting is already hard enough. You don't need to make it harder by carrying weight that does not help you hunt better, move better, stay safer, or finish the job when an elk hits the ground. But don't take this the wrong direction either. This is not about cutting essential gear just to feel efficient. That can be just as dangerous as carrying too much. The goal is not to suffer more, and it's not to gamble with your safety. The goal is to be capable on day 1, still sharp on day 3 or 13 or 23, and still function when the elk is finally on the ground. So look at your pack honestly. Keep what supports the mission. Remove only what supports fear, ego, or habit, because the best pack setup is not the one that looks impressive in the garage. It's the one that keeps you hunting sharp when the mountain starts taking hunters apart. If you want to go deeper into this kind of elk talk and preparation, including movement, pressure patterns, terrain positioning, and structured decision making, that's exactly why I built the elk hunting series of ebooks. It's a progressive system designed to help you understand how elk actually use country and how to position yourself accordingly. I have a link to those ebooks in the description. If you want hands-on application and real-time breakdowns, we have an in-person Elk Camp 2026 that is built around this same philosophy: structure, preparation, and execution in real terrain. You can check out Elk Camp at backboneunlimited.com. And if you want ongoing access to the Team Backbone community, classroom, my full digital vault of elk resources, private discussions, and direct communication to me for planning, you can join Team Backbone at backboneunlimited.com underneath our membership tab. Everything we talk about here is connected. Preparation is not a single video. It's all a system. Thanks for being here. I appreciate all of you. Hit me up with questions in the comments. Until next time, train harder, hunt smarter, and never settle.